Good afternoon. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about some thoughts I've got about um, the fragility of miracles, their eternal nature, and how we often miss the boat in seizing those opportunities. And in effect, we lose the effect of those miracles that happen. And I only want to talk about one miracle in particular. And this is a miracle that happened on October the 17th in the year 2010 here in the community of Shenandoah, Iowa. There's always been and not just here, but church-wide, there's been a little, maybe an animosity, if you will, between Catholics and Mormons. And it's always been my opinion that most of these kinds of thoughts, not just between Catholics and Mormons, but you know, about culture to culture, the way we feel about the Middle East, vice versa. But I believe a lot of them are traditional, that are carried on generational. Uh, and we seriously do not take the time to learn, understand, reach out and grab the hand of our brother, our sister, and just get to know who they are. October 17th, 2010. Leading up to this for 2 or 3 years, I have become a good friend with a great man here in this community. His name is Father Vern. That's how people know him, Father Vern. But he is a Catholic priest. I was in the leadership of the local Latter-day Saint ward. And we set out to gain an understanding of one another, to reach out in friendship, one to one. We wanted to expand that to our congregations. He invited me to some of his functions. I found him very enlightening, different, granted, but very enlightening, very passionate, very good. I can see that he has a very wonderful congregation of followers who are devoted to Christ. On this particular occasion, on October 17th, we, the Latter-day Saints of the local ward, had invited them over for basically a potluck and a little presentation, a musical thing. We had their Catholic choir singing, and we had our choir singing, and it was just a very emotional time. And even though time has passed by about 3 years, I still reflect on that occasion often. And it's interesting because there were members of both congregations going into this that did not approve of this event. They did not approve of the mixing, if you will, the association, the fear of being tainted one of the other. But after this event, clear to this day, I have people from both faiths, the Latter-day Saints and the Catholic faith, that do come up to me and say and admit how wrong they were in their perception, how enlightened they feel the event was, how ordained of God it was. And I feel that. I during this program, there were some serious walls that came tumbling down And it was good to see. It, to me, is part of the true path of a human being. Back to the original intent of this video. If we come in contact with such miracles, we are obligated to seize those opportunities, to continue those relationships, to continue spreading the miracle further, to remind people, to bring them to a remembrance of these miracles that happen. And everyone has miracles that happen in their lives, and we are obligated to relay that and extend that to others so that they too may learn. Likewise, because we are under that obligation, we are also mortal, and we need to think over our lives, how often we drop the ball, how often do these miracles come by and we fail to pursue them and to extend them. For instance, when you look at your child who is, whose feelings may have been hurt by another child, you reach down and you cup that child's cheek with your hand. That to me is a miracle, because to me I see the eternities in that child's eyes. It's a miracle. It's a connection. If we fail to extend that miracle in furthering our relationship with that child throughout its life, we have lost the effect of that miracle, and we have brought the Lord into an open shame. So the purpose. Sorry, I find this an emotional instance in my life. But we have an obligation, instead of complaining about the world, instead of building up our pride that we know more than the federal government, or we know more than our neighbor, or gun rights, or freedom of speech, or the Founding Fathers meant this, they meant that, they didn't mean this. Morality, homosexuality, abortion. If we just stop and seize what the Lord is telling us each and every day, which is a miracle itself, then we have lost it. Then for eternity we will have built up a pride that not even the Lord can break down. That is my challenge, is that we take the time to stop, still the soul. Be still, my soul. Take the time to listen and observe. Find those miracles every day. Magnify them, because it is your obligation to extend that to others. Those are my thoughts for the day.